Okay. Right. Okay. So we have discussed uh, in our last class regarding the D and L configuration of sugars, and today we will discuss about the Chon, Ingold, Prelag rules. This is also called as CIP rules. And based on this CIP rules, one can form a 5 marks question. If we are looking into the CIP rules, one is sequence rule, another one is chirality rule. So sequence rule means if you have a hydroxy group, CHO group, CH2OH group and H group, then the order of preference as follows. So that means hydroxy takes the first preference compared to the CHO. CHO takes preference compared to the CH2OH. CH2OH takes preference compared to the hydrogen. So if we are looking into the chirality rule, the nearer end of an axis of chirality or plane of chirality proceeds the further end. For example, this allene you can take. So this kind of C double bond, this kind of molecules are called allenes. So if you are taking this kind of molecule, then axis of chirality. So that means there will be a passing through like this. Okay, one line is passing through this, and you can observe that both the side a different groups is there. Here OH and here H is there. Here CH3 and here H is there. Suppose if the line is passing through this chiral axis, if it is passing through like this, if the groups are same, then what we can say that that moiety is a chiral one. So, but when it is a chiral axis is passing through like this, if you find a different groups on the either side, so such molecules exhibit chiral activity. Okay, so then what we can say that let's look into the next slide. So here the rules. So these are the set of rules you need to remember, and these rules is called CAP rules. Higher atomic number proceeds the lower. So that means if there is a more number of atomic number, so that moiety or group takes priority compared to the lesser atomic number one. For example, iodine takes higher priority compared to the bromine. It's because of uh, atomic number. Iodine atomic number is more compared to the bromine. Similarly, bromine takes priority compared to the chlorine. So because of the atomic number of bromine. Similarly, chlorine takes priority compared to the fluorine because of the higher atomic number of chlorine. Similarly, fluorine takes higher priority compared to the hydrogen because of higher atomic number of fluorine compared to the hydrogen. What it means? It means that higher atomic number proceeds the lower. So that is the one rule. Another one, higher atomic mass proceeds the lower. So for example, tritium. So tritium is a isotope, and this mass number is 3. That means tritium takes priority compared to the deuterium because deuterium mass number is 2. Similarly, deuterium takes the priority compared to the hydrogen because mass number of deuterium is 2, whereas the hydrogen mass number is 1. Yes. Similarly, cis proceeds trans. That means cis takes priority compared to the trans. See, for example, here 2-butene I am taking. This is the trans butene. So suppose in a substituent cis-butene and trans-butene are there, then you have to give a preference to the cis one. Okay, that's what a priority. And so of course, one more terminology for the cis is called Z. Z proceeds than E. For example, these two are. And similarly, if we are looking into a moiety like this, so iodine and in the geometrical isomerism, of course, a double restricted rotation along the carbon-carbon double bond. So because of that, this type of molecules exhibits optical activity. And here, what is the condition? A should not be equal to the A dash, B should not be equal to the B dash. So here, what is that? Iodine and bromine. From these two, iodine takes priority because of higher atomic number. Similarly, between these two, chlorine takes priority because of higher atomic number. So when you are comparing here you can observe that from between these two, hydrogen and deuterium. So deuterium takes priority because higher higher atomic mass. So between these two, chlorine takes priority because chlorine will have higher atomic number. Then, if we are looking into these two moieties, here between these two, you can observe that there is a carbon-carbon double bond, and here there is a CH2. That means there is a saturated one. So what it means? It means that a double bond takes the first priority compared to the saturated one, single bond. So that's what you need to remember. Okay, and similarly between these two, of course, carbon takes priority compared to this. This is how you need to assign a priority to the substituents. And with this, I can go to the next slide. Oh, next slide. What I will do, it's okay. Right. So, and again, like pairs proceeds unlike pairs. See, for example, in your compound, if there is a R and R configuration, then such R and R configuration or belongs to the like pairs. This like pairs takes the priority compared to the unlike pairs. Unlike pair here is R and S configuration. Similarly, S and S configuration takes the priority compared to the SR configuration. Similarly, M and M configuration takes the priority compared to the MP. So one more terminology used, M and P. Just like R and S is there, no? R and S, similarly M and P also used. We will discuss about that in future, maybe in later classes. Similarly, PP means like pairs. PP takes the priority compared to the PM. Okay, so this and between R and S, R proceeds S. That means R takes the priority compared to the S. Similarly, M proceeds P. M takes the priority compared to the P. See, for example, here you can observe here the few example is assigned for the R and S configuration. So here what you can observe, this is the chiral carbon atom and this is the N-butyl one. And this group is called isobutyl one. And this one is called tertiary butyl one. Of course, this also a isobutyl one. So if you are assigning the priority, you can observe that this carbon atom is attached to a more number of carbon atom. That is the reason this takes the first priority. And you can observe that this is the one carbon atom. This carbon atom is attached to a isopropyl group. And you can observe that this carbon atom is attached to one CH3, another CH2. Between these two, so this between these two, this carbon takes a priority. and this one will be the third priority. And when you are moving, then you have to arrow mark from movement from the carbon 1 to carbon 2, carbon 2 to carbon 3. That means priority 3. And here this N-butyl group is away from the observer. Then what you need to do? You need to observe in such a way that the least priority group should be away from your observation. So that means you should observe from this end. So when you are observing from this end, so it will move like this. So what it means? It means that it's a anti-clockwise one. So since it is an anti-clockwise one, it's a S configuration. I will repeat once again. So first you have to assign the priority. Once a movement of first carbon atom to second, second to third, and then it will be like this. That means what it means? It is a anti-clockwise direction. Okay. So then this moiety is assigned as a S isomer. So similarly, we will take one more example. So here you can observe that OH group, methoxy group, CH-CHO group. So you know that oxygen will have a higher atomic number and also electronegative in nature. So next to oxygen, hydrogen is there. But here you can observe that next to oxygen, a carbon is there. That is the reason this group takes a first priority compared to this one. That means this is 1, this is 2. Ultimately, this will be the 3. And the least priority group is hydrogen, and it is away from the observer. So now what you need to do? So you need to observe from here. Then there will be a movement of priority from 1 to 2, 2 to 3. So that means it is moving like this. So what it means? It means that it is a anti-clockwise direction. If it is an anti-clockwise direction, it's called S isomer. Then what is that? 1 minute of what I will do. I will check how many are there. Okay. Right. So next. So let's take an example of glyceraldehyde. So in the glycerol, here I am taking the mirror images each other. So you can observe that this is the first priority one, means this is the one, and CHO is the second one, second priority. CH2OH is the third priority. And of course, hydrogen is away from the observer. So then you have to observe or look from this side, because hydrogen is away from the observer from this side. When you are observing from here, the priority is moved 1 to 2, 2 to 3. So that means it is in a anti-clockwise direction. So since it is in an anti-clockwise direction, it is S configuration. So if we are looking into the another isomer, so what is the mirror images of this one? Okay. So mirror images of this one, it should be, yes, this H is here, this OH is here, CH2OH is this, CH2OH is this. So then the priority is the one is for hydroxy group, and 2 for aldehyde, 3 for CH2OH. And here you can observe that the living away from the observer is here. So then you have to observe or view from this side. So then the movement of 1 to 2, 2 to 3, and then it will be moving like this. You know that this is a clockwise direction and it is a or isomer. So this is how you can assign the priority, and then if the priority After finding out a priority, one should view from the in such a way that the least priority should be away from the observer, and then if they are moving in a clockwise, you can say that or. If they are moving in anti-clockwise, you can say that it's a yes configuration. So with this, I will go to the next slide. So okay. So again, these are the priorities you need to remember. Okay, hydrogen. So is the least priority. Deuterium is the next one. That means when you are comparing these two, deuterium takes priority. When you are comparing CH3 and deuterium, CH3 takes priority. So when you are comparing methyl and ethyl group takes priority. Similarly, when you are comparing these two, this carbon, this one takes priority. When you are comparing these two, this one takes priority. When you are comparing between the double bond and triple bond takes priority. When you are comparing a allylic, this kind of moiety is called allylic, of course, propargyl moiety. This is propargyl, and then benzyl takes priority. So I will go to the next slide. So when you are comparing these two, so this one double bond takes the priority compared to the single bond. Similarly, tertiary group takes the priority compared to the double bond one. So triple bond takes the priority compared to the a tertiary carbon. Similarly, ethyl takes the priority compared to the triple bond. A CH2OH takes the priority compared to the ethyl. CHO group takes the priority compared to the CH2OH. COR, ketonic group, takes the priority compared to the CHO. Amide takes the priority compared to the COR, means what you call carbonyl compound. So similarly, carboxylic acid moiety takes the priority compared to the amide. So I will go back. So then this is called ester. Ester, when you are comparing ester and amino group, amino takes the priority compared to the ester. Similarly, this is called tertiary amine, and this is a secondary amine. So that means tertiary amine takes the priority compared to the a secondary. So when you are comparing NO, means nitric oxide, and tertiary amine, so nitric oxide takes the priority. Nitrogen dioxide, when you are comparing with the nitrogen dioxide and nitric oxide, so nitrogen dioxide takes the priority. When you are comparing with the hydroxyl group and nitro group, hydroxyl groups takes the priority. When you are comparing with the methoxy and hydroxy group, methoxy takes the priority. I will go to the next slide. So here what you can observe, this is called ethoxy, this is called oxyacetyl group, acetoxy group. So when you are comparing with the acetoxy and ethyl oxy, acetoxy takes the priority. Similarly, fluorine takes the priority compared to the oxygen because of atomic number. Thiol group takes the priority compared to the fluorine. So because of atomic number. Similarly, a thioether, okay, or maybe alkyl or aryl group, then it's called ether, thioether. Thioether takes a priority compared to the thiol. Similarly, sulfoxide takes the priority compared to the thioether. Sulfur dioxide takes the priority compared to the sulfoxide. Chlorine takes the priority compared to the sulfur because of atomic number. Bromine takes the priority compared to the chlorine because of atomic number. Iodine takes the priority compared to the bromine because of atomic number. So these are the groups, are the priority groups you need to remember. Based on this, you can assign the sequence to the substituent present in a chiral carbon. So with this, I will go to the next slide. So what is this? Classification of chiral compounds. Compounds possessing a chiral axis. Compounds possessing a plane of symmetry. Compounds possessing a center of chirality. So these are the three kinds we will discuss in the next an hour or so. So from that, the first one kind is called stereochemistry of halines. Halines means C double bond, C double bond. So that means two double bonds. Adjacent two double bonds are called allenes. So here, what is the criteria? A should not be equal to the B. Similarly, D should not be equal to the E. Such kind of allenes exhibits a play, what you call chiral axis. Chiral axis means there will be a line passing through like this. Okay, of course, it can also pass through this. So, what is the condition? The condition A should not be equal to B, D should not be equal to E. That is the condition you need to remember. If there is a two double bond, and then if A is not equal to B, D is not equal to E, such kind of allenes exhibits optical activity. And the groups A and B lie in the same plane. So what another parameter you need to remember here? So one set of groups lie in the same plane, whereas other one is perpendicular to that a plane one. So you can remember that A and B lie in the plane of the paper, and the groups D and E in the plane perpendicular to the plane of the paper. So overall, what you need to remember, so two groups will be in the uh, perpendicular. Otherwise, what we can say that two group will be on the same plane, and another two group will be in the different phase. So other than this. So in other words, horizontal and then vertical. Okay. So that's what you need to remember. So then with this, I will go to the examples. I will take the example and how you can assign R and S configuration to the alleles. That I will explain now. So this is the one I am taking, and here one thing you need to remember. So there is a chiral axis. Chiral axis is passing through from this carbon and then this carbon. So here what you need to remember, so these groups are called nearer group and these groups are far groups. Okay, so these groups are nearer group, these groups are far group, and these are in vertical manner and these two are in horizontal manner. So how you can find? So based on this, towards the observer means horizontal plane and this vertical plane. So because of this different phase, this moiety exhibits optical activity. Once it exhibits optical activity, you can assign R and S configuration. How you can assign? So there is you can convert this moiety into this. How you can convert? I will tell you. So as I said, this is the vertical one, and these groups are nearer groups, and these nearer groups takes the priority compared to the far groups. So you can write like this. So a circle represent and then this group is called vertical group. So that means this is the one. So H is this and Cl is this. And these two are the horizontal one. So when you are viewing from this side, H is coming on the left hand side. That is the reason it is left. And CH3 is coming from the right hand side. Then how you can give the priority here? The rule for giving the priority to the allene kind of moiety means, so nearer groups takes the priority compared to the far groups. So nearer groups means 1, 2. So that means this is the first priority, this is the second priority. Why this is first? Because chlorine, because higher atomic number. That is the reason this is first and this is 2. So when you are giving priority, giving sequence to these two group, CH3 and H, of course, this takes the first priority. That means this is the third and this one will be the fourth one. So then you can move from first to second, second to third, and it will come like this. What it means? It means that it's a OR configuration. So maybe you can write here, it's a OR configuration. So take a pencil and you can write, it's a OR configuration. So name of, so that means allene, this kind of allene is exhibit a OR configuration. So then you can take one more example. So before taking example, so let's take the pointer. Okay. So this is one more example, and here what you need to remember, a chiral axis is passing through from this carbon atom to this carbon. So when a chiral axis is passing through like this, these two groups takes the priority compared to these two. So from between these two, one is oxygen, another one is chlorine. So chlorine will have a higher molecular weight. That is the reason this chlorine takes the first priority and this one takes the second priority. So when you are writing here, these are vertical group. Of course, this is also a vertical group, chlorine and methoxy. And these are horizontal groups. When you are viewing from this side, H is coming on the left hand side. That is the reason H is on the left hand side. CH3 is on the right hand side. Now give the priority. So chlorine takes the first one, methoxy is the second one, and between these two, CH3 takes the priority. That is the reason 3 and 4. So then now you can check the movement. So that means chlorine is from 1 to 2 and then 2 to 3. So that means it is moving like this. So it moving, when it is moving like this means it's a anti-clockwise direction, and this is called S isomer. So this is how you can assign the R and S configuration to the allenes. I will also take a few more example. So I will go to the next slide. So this is the one, and here I am taking a mirror images. So this is one allene, and allene mirror image is this. So how you can write? You know that HCH3. Okay, so what you need to remember that you need to, so I will take a pointer, I will take a pencil. So this is the one, and this should be hydrogen. Okay, so you just remember that this is hydrogen. Okay, right. So now I will take a pointer. Right. So CH3, CH3, and of course this H is this and CH3 is this. So these two are mirror images. That means optically active isomers or enantiomers are nothing but a non-superimposable mirror images to each other. So that means these compounds exhibits optical activity, and these two are the enantiomers. Suppose if you want to find out the R and S configuration to these two moiety, how you can do? So you can observe that this is a chiral axis moving from this carbon to this carbon. When it is moving from this carbon to this carbon, what you can say that these two groups are the nearer groups, and the rule is nearer groups that take the first priority compared to the far groups. So then what you can say that of course here what I am doing, since this is a horizontal one, this is the vertical one. Since it is a horizontal one, what I am doing when I am viewing from this side, this is coming on the left hand side. That is the reason this edge, and this is coming on the right hand side. And these are the vertical groups. H is above, CH3 is below. H is above, CH3 is below. When it comes to the priority, these two groups, the first priority compared to these two. So that means between these two, this takes the priority and this is next. That means this is 1 and this is 2. Then afterwards, uh, these two. So from between these two, this takes the first priority. That means this is the 3 and this will be the 4. So now what you need to do, you need to check the movement 1 to 2, 2 to 3. So what you can observe, it is a moving like this. So like this means it's a anti-clockwise direction and it is a yes configuration. Similarly, you can also find out the R and S configuration to this halene. How you can find out? So you know that this chiral axis is moving from this carbon atom to this carbon atom. So what it means, these two groups take the first priority and these two groups take the far far groups, nearer groups the first priority and this is the next one. So between these two, this takes the first priority and you can observe that these two are the vertical one and these two are the horizontal one. Vertical one, what you can do, you can write it H above is there, so H. CH3 below is there, CH3 below. And when you are viewing from this side, H is from the left hand side, so that is the reason H is on the left hand side, CH3 is on the right hand side. So once you know the priority, then there will be a movement. So 1 to 2, 2 to 3. So what it means, it is rotating like this, rotating in a clockwise manner. So that is the reason this is called R configuration. So this is how you can assign R and S configuration to the alleles. Okay, maybe what I will do, I will also take one more example. So two more example. So again, a chiral axis is passing through these three carbon atom. When a chiral axis is passing through like this, so these two takes the first priority and these two are next one. So you can observe that these are horizontal groups and these are vertical groups. So when you are writing Br and fluorine, this is the Br and this is the fluorine, vertical groups. And these two are the horizontal groups. So then what it means, you are viewing from this side. That means bromine is on the left hand side. So what you can do, so when you are viewing, of course, right. So these are the vertical groups, Br and fluorine. And from here, so similarly, when you are viewing from here, the H is coming on the left hand side, that is H is this. Br is coming on the right hand side, that is Br is this. So when you are giving the priority, these two takes the first priority. That means this is 1, this is 2. And from between these three, this takes 3 and this takes 4. So that is the reason when you are moving 1 to 2, 2 to 3. So that means it will be moving in a anti-clockwise manner. So that is the reason this is S configuration. So similarly, you can also assign R and S to this allele. So how you can assign? This is there is you should pass through a chiral axis between these carbon. Then once there is a chiral axis passing, what you need to observe? So whether these two are horizontal or whether these two are in vertical. So you can observe that this is the wedged bond. Wedged bond is always a horizontal one. So these two groups are horizontal one and these two groups are vertical one. And when a chiral axis passing through this carbon atom, these two groups takes the priority. That means be a vertical one, you can write Br and high. So this is the first, of course iodine is the first priority, but mean this is one, this is two, one, two. And when you are viewing from here, so NO2 group is on the left hand side, that is this one, left hand side. And CH3 group is on the right hand side. Then what will happen here, what you need to remember that, so there is a movement 1 to 2. So what is here one small thing, you know that when you are assigning the priority between these two groups, so CH3 have given a 3, but N I am given a 4. Actually this is wrong. What you need to do it, you have to change it. How you can change? Maybe you can take the pencil. Okay, so this one is 3. Okay, and this one is 4. So then the movement, how the movement? The movement should be from here to here. Okay, so then what it means? It means that it's a S configuration. So this is not R, this is a S configuration. Okay, so you can correct this particular configuration assigned to this allele. Okay, so now I will take again, I will take a pointer. Okay, so this is how you can assign R and S to the alleles. Okay, then a similar kind. Okay, similarly, you can also cycloalkylidenes. Okay, this kind of alkylidenes means double bond one. So these also exhibits optical activity because of the chiral axis. So you can observe that, don't worry, and here these exhibits optical activity because of the restricted rotation. So here there is a restricted rotation. So what you can observe? You can observe that when the chiral axis is passing through this moiety, these two groups the first priority and these two groups the next one. What it means? These two groups are the near end group and these two are the far end group. Suppose this group and this group, if it is a same moiety or identical moiety, such compound does not exhibit optical activity. So that means these two should be different, these two should be different. That is the criteria you need to remember. So what you can also observe, these two wedged bond always indicates that it's a horizontal moieties, and without on the plane, this representation of on the plane groups is a vertical group. Vertical groups, how you can write this, these are the vertical groups, COOH and then H. And then what horizontal groups? Horizontal groups means when you are viewing from this side, hydroxy is on the left hand side. That means hydroxy group is on the left hand side and methoxy group is on the right hand side. Since the chiral axis passing through this carbon atom, these two takes the priority. That means between these two, this takes the first, this will take the second. That means this is one, this is two. Between these two, this takes the priority. So that is the reason. So when you are moving from 1 to 2, 2 to 3, so that means it's a clockwise direction and it is a R configuration. So that means you can also assign R and S configuration to the cycloalkylidene. Okay, and these molecules show optical activity because of restricted rotation. That means here there is a restriction. With this, I will go to the next slide. So next slide, I have few more example I am taking. Cycloalkylidene, stereochemistry of cycloalkylidene. And here also, when a chiral axis is passing through this, These two groups is the near end groups and these two groups are the far end group. And you can observe that this is the wedged one. Wedged one indicates that horizontal moieties, and this is the plain one. Plain means you can indicate that this is the vertical group. Vertical means you can write OC6H, C6H4Br and OC6H4. Okay, here there is a small thing, is there no? So in this I have taken as a chlorine. So whereas here I written as a iodine. So what I will do, I will change this chlorine to a iodine. And see. So that means this is iodine. Okay. So this is iodine. Now I'll take a pointer. Okay, this is iodine now, and these two are vertical one, OC6Br, C6H4Br, and you know that this contain iodine is the highest molecular weight, so that is the reason this takes the first priority compared to the bromine. This is 2, and you know that, and one more thing you need to remember. So here you are not following near groups and the far groups. So that means this is the near group. Near group one means takes the priority. So that means you need to look out the priority between these two first. That means so when you are moving, when you are looking from this side, this is left, means OC6H4Br is left. This is the left one and this is the right one. What it means? It means that so the priority is wrong. So that means I need to take a pencil. Okay. So that means this is 1. Okay. And then this is 2. Okay. This is 2. And then between these two, this one is 3. This one is 3 and this one is 4. So then the movement, so then also it is R only, the moving from there to here. It's a S configuration. It's an anti-clockwise direction. Overall, right. So the configuration is correct, but the priority is wrong. I'm rectified. Maybe you accordingly you can note down. So then what will happen? I will take a pointer. Right. So this near groups takes the priority. So these two takes 1 and 2, and these two are far group. So takes 3 and 4. So it's a anti-clockwise direction and it is a S configuration. Similarly, you can also assign